Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Renegade Immortal episode number 277 based on novel. So let's start. Back then, Ancestor Jean Xingye, after years of comprehension, finally opened the third battle scroll. However, after observing the third scroll, his expression was very strange. He went into closed-door cultivation with the third scroll for 1,000 years and never came out during that time. One day, after 1,000 years, the clan found only the third scroll and a jade at the place where he went into closed-door cultivation, but there was no trace of Ancestor. If it wasn't for Ancestor disappearing, then not even the Thunder Celestial Temple would dare to provoke my Jean family. Not even that ancient cultivation family would dare to. When Ancestor was there, my Jean family's honor held strong. However, all of this changed once Ancestor disappeared. Generations of descendants held the hope of finding Ancestor. Ancestor isn't dead, otherwise his life token would be broken. Hundreds of thoughts went through Li Yunzi's mind. There were 3 people in the Jean family that could open the second scroll, but no one could open the third scroll. This was something he had never told anyone. Not even the juniors in the family knew of this. They all thought Li Yunzi and the elders of the family could view the third scroll. Even Jean Conlai thought the same thing. Li Yunzi wryly smiled. He was aware that although there were 3 people in the family that could open the second scroll, they could only comprehend it. None of them could completely immerse themselves within it like Xu Mu could. This had nothing to do with cultivation and didn't even have to do with talent. As for what exactly was the reason, Li Yunzi wasn't able to figure it out. Li Yunzi silently pondered for a long time before looking at Wang Lin and slowly saying, "Xu Mu, what kind of price do I have to pay for you to look at the third scroll? Speak." In reality, he still had some personal agenda. In addition to looking for the Ancestor, there was a message left behind in the jade left by the Ancestor. If anyone in my Jean family could obtain the inheritance, they would be able to reach the peak. Wang Lin pondered. After a long time, he shook his head. With my current cultivation level, I shouldn't be able to open the third scroll. When he observed that second battle scroll, source origin energy entered his third eye. This has nothing to do with cultivation level, so you should try it. I, Li Yunzi, will try to fulfill any request you have. Li Yunzi's right hand touched the spot between his eyebrows and a scroll immediately flew out from there. This scroll was the third battle scroll. Li Yunzi took a deep breath as he grabbed the third battle scroll and handed it to Wang Lin. Wang Lin caught it. The moment he grabbed it, he felt an aura that made his mind tremble. This aura was far stronger than the second scroll. I absolutely can't open this scroll. Wang Lin's eyes twitched and he felt a shocking sense of danger from the scroll. He had a feeling if he opened the scroll, even if it was just a sliver, it was not something he could withstand. Senior Li Yunzi, I'm not looking to kill myself, I won't open it. If I were to open it, there would be no chance of me surviving. Wang Lin looked at Li Yunzi and sent the third scroll back. Li Yunzi's expression sank. However, Senior Li Yunzi can relax. Junior also wants to see what's inside the third battle scroll. If there is a day when my cultivation is strong enough, I'll come and seek Senior to view the scroll. If I were to even open it a bit and die to the aura, then Senior would have to find someone else. Wang Lin retreated a few steps and calmly spoke. He knew that Li Yunzi wouldn't attack him. Of course, even if the other party was really unscrupulous and attacked, Wang Lin had already prepared in advance. Even though he wouldn't win the fight, he could still escape and delay enough until Qing Shui arrived. As Li Yunzi stared at Wang Lin, hundreds of thoughts went through his mind. He naturally knew the dangers of the third scroll. Over the countless years, everyone that tried to open the third scroll had all immediately perished. Even he still didn't dare to open the third scroll. Moreover, this Xu Mu had achieved great merit for all heaven. If he were to really trap this Xu Mu, or if Xu Mu really died from viewing the third scroll, then Master Flamespark would presumably interfere. Although, Li Yunzi didn't really care. He knew that Master Flamespark wouldn't turn against him during this war for a mere junior. However, What made him care was Qing Shui. From his point of view, Qing Shui was a madman. It was likely that he would pursue the matter about Shu Mu with anger. Qing Shui was willing to fight against Blood God for Shu Mu. He was willing to kill a member of the Thunder Celestial Temple during the Celestial Bestowment. If I forced this Shu Mu to stay, then I would be inviting trouble. Li Yunzi's expression was gloomy. He was also hesitant because he felt like Shu Mu wasn't be as easy to imprison as he expected. Over the countless years, the only person I've met that could see the domain inside the scroll was Shu Mu. If he dies, then I don't know when I can find another. It is better to have a good relationship with him. As Li Yunzi pondered, he laughed and admiration filled his eyes. He nodded and said, "Good, not rash at all. You are worthy of being my all-heavens Thunder Celestial. Shu Mu, although my Shon family doesn't have a spell like the Xiong family to help you revive your soul fragment, we have a spell that helps strengthen the soul. In the future, when you come looking for this old man to view the third scroll, I won't let you take a loss. I'll teach you this spell. I'll also promise to help you with one thing with the entire force of the Shon family as long as it's something my Shon family can accomplish." Li Yunzi had made a big promise. Wang Lin's face revealed gratitude and he respectfully said, "Thank you, Senior. Senior can rest assured about this matter." Li Yunzi smiled as he nodded and said, "Forget it. Since you have an appointment with Qing Shui, you should go." Wang Lin clasped his hands and left. After taking a few steps back, he turned into a ray of light and disappeared into the distance. The moment Wang Lin left, Li Yunzi's expression became gloomy and he muttered, "Master Flamespark won't have a dispute with me over such a trivial matter, but there is Qing Shui. However, Qing Shui won't live for long. After Qing Shui is dead, I want to see how you will escape from me, Shu Mu." After Wang Lin left this cultivation planet, his expression became gloomy. When Li Yunzi summoned him, he had to come, or else he would offend Li Yunzi. If he wanted to borrow all Heaven's power to avoid a future crisis, he had to respond to Li Yunzi's summon. Moreover, the two of them still had maintained their relationship, so he had no reason not to come. Since he had no choice but to go, then with Wang Lin's cunning, there was no way he wouldn't make any preparations. Even if Qing Shui didn't mention the matter about finding him in 10 days, he would still have asked Qing Shui for help. Moreover, when Wang Lin analyzed the situation, coming to meet Li Yunzi wasn't without benefits. Reality proved his analysis to be correct. Not only did he obtain more source origin energy and learn the origin of the battle scroll, he also obtained a Lu Fu blood ball. If he didn't come to see Li Yunzi, the troubles in the future would be even more intense than now. After all, Li Yunzi was one of the old monsters of all heaven. As he flew, Wang Lin recalled everything that had happened, and his expression gradually calmed down. He sneered as he disappeared among the stars. After finding a large rock floating in space, Wang Lin sat down, waiting for Qing Shui. A few days later, ripples appeared before Wang Lin, and Qing Shui walked out. When he appeared, he gave off a powerful scent of blood. Behind Qing Shui were heads with faces filled with despair. There were at least 100 of them floating behind him. Wang Lin opened his eyes and wryly smiled. Qing Shui's cultivation level was even higher than it was 10 days ago. It was obvious he had devoured a lot of cultivators. These people are all Slaughter Realm cultivators that were good at hiding. If we want to enter the Slaughter Realm, we need these heads. As Qing Shui spoke, he waved his right hand. The heads behind him flew and formed a circle. Celestial spell Nether Guide. Qing Shui's hand formed a seal. His celestial origin energy surged and he pointed with his finger. One of the heads exploded into a bloody mist with a bang. Then this continued, and soon, all 100 heads collapsed. Dense blood mist surrounded the area. Qing Shui waved his right hand and the blood mist began to rotate faster and faster. The mournful cries of the souls of the cultivators came from within this vortex and echoed inside Wang Lin's mind. Nether Guide. The moment Qing Shui's cold voice came out, the mournful cries from the vortex became even more intense. They gathered at the center of the vortex, forming a black hole-like thing, condensing all memories related to the Slaughter Realm from all the soul fragments into one spot. This formed a guided passage toward the slaughter realm using the memories of over 100 cultivators. This was the celestial spell Nether Guide. The black hole formed by over 100 cultivators rotated like crazy. In an instant, it seemed to break the void, and a dark red world appeared within the hole. There were large buildings that seemed to stab into the void like swords here, and a powerful killing intent covered everything. At the center stood a tower that was at least 10,000 feet tall. Black chains hung from the tower and connected it with the surrounding buildings. This was the slaughter realm. This spell is very practical, so I like it a lot. Killing intent filled Qing Shui's eyes as he took out a jade to record the spell and threw it at Wang Lin. Then he stepped into the vortex without hesitation. Wang Lin caught the jade and wryly smiled. He feared that Qing Shui probably liked the spell because it allowed him to easily and conveniently slaughter his way into the enemy home base. Wang Lin also moved and entered the vortex right after Qing Shui. A large vortex had suddenly appeared in the slaughter realm, pulling the attention of all the cultivators. An instant later, a cold voice spread. I'm Celestial Lord Qing Shui. Today I'm here to pick up something that belongs to me, and then I'll destroy this realm. The moment this sound appeared, it turned into a storm of killing intent that swept across the slaughter realm. Bang, 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 bang. In an instant, countless sword-shaped buildings collapsed. What exactly did this slaughter realm take from senior brother Qing Shui to make him so angry after he searched esteemed Qian Bao's memory? Wang Lin stepped out from the vortex and coldly looked at the slaughter realm. The Cultivation Alliance had 2 sects, 4 temples, and 8 realms. The slaughter realm created their own world as their base. Countless years ago, the founder of the slaughter realm took over a crack left over from the collapsed Rain Celestial realm. He also gathered lot of heavenly metal to create the 99 heaven-raising swords. These 99 heaven-raising swords became buildings unique to the slaughter realm. In the Cultivation Alliance, the slaughter domain's name was illustrious, and over the tens of thousands of years, it had completed countless exploits for the Cultivation Alliance. Whether it was the first battle against the 4 Divine sect or the later exchanges with the Corpse sect, all of those conflicts had the shadow of the slaughter realm. Not many rank 6 cultivation countries had heard of the slaughter realm, but once they reached rank 7, the slaughter realm would be a well-known name. On a rank 7 cultivation planet, once a person's cultivation reached a certain level, they wouldn't be willing to leave their soul under another's control. The series of events caused by this sentiment were all dealt with by the slaughter realm. The bloodbath caused by these matters gave them a vicious reputation. Of course, there were many cultivators that the slaughter realm couldn't deal with. These were dealt with by other forces within the Cultivation Alliance. The slaughter realm could be said to be the Alliance's blade. Those recruited by the slaughter realm were people who had spent their lives in slaughter. Over tens of thousands of years, the slaughter realm maintained a core of 99 cultivators. If anyone died, they would immediately be replenished. Aside from these 99 cultivators, there were also the outer disciples. There were many outer disciples, and they were led by these 99 cultivators. Aside from these 99, there were also the Realm Master and the Vice Realm Master. It could be said that the slaughter realm was a cultivation sect, but they were far more powerful than most cultivation sects. Not many people were willing to provoke the slaughter realm in the Alliance. Even some powerful cultivators would feel headaches when it came to the slaughter realm. Not only were these people vicious, they were also very good at stealth. If they failed their mission, they could immediately retreat and hide all traces of themselves. From the birth of the slaughter realm, there had never been someone who slaughtered their way to their home base. If there were, then what Wang Lin did barely counted. However, all of this changed when Qing Shui's cold voice echoed. Many of the sword-like buildings collapsed. Countless iron chains fell off and turned into a storm that swept the slaughter realm. Bursts of roars came out, and in an instant, countless shadows flew out from the storm. These cultivators were all dressed in black and were of varying ages. Their cultivation levels varied from illusory yin to mid-stage nirvana scrya. Most of them were at the yin and yang stage, very few at nirvana scrya. Shumu, can you help me with these minions? With a step, Qing Shui stepped past the black-robed cultivators. His voice was like a blast of cold air. With Wang Lin's cunning, he naturally understood Qing Shui was sending him a great fortune. Although there were many cultivators, he had the body of an ancient god, so it wouldn't be difficult to kill them. Senior brother can be at ease. As Wang Lin spoke, he took a step out and suddenly threw a punch. There was a heaven-shaking bang and a sonic boom appeared before Wang Lin. The void shattered and the crack swept forward. The endless storm formed by Wang Lin's punch condensed into one point and rushed out. Even a peak late-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator's expression would change when facing it. If they were a bit late in dodging, they would be killed instantly. Before Wang Lin were several illusory yin cultivators who had spent their lives in slaughter. Just as they approached, their expressions were changed by Wang Lin's punch. Popping sounds echoed within their bodies and large amounts of blood gushed out from their bodies. The person in front of Wang Lin wasn't able to resist at all and his body collapsed. As his body splattered, the surrounding cultivators were filled with shock and fear. They wanted to escape, but at this moment, they clearly felt that a mysterious force had locked down the surroundings, so they couldn't escape at all. Bang! 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 All of these cultivators' bodies collapsed and their origin souls flew out and were caught by Wang Lin. All of this happened in an instant. It was unbelievably fast. All of the surrounding Slaughter Realm cultivators were shaken. Shu Mu. He is all heathens Thunder Celestial Shu Mu. Someone immediately recognized Wang Lin's identity. Wang Lin's face was cold. There were about 100 cultivators before him. Although there were many of them, he considered none of them a threat. If it was before, it would be impossible for Wang Lin to face these cultivators. However, now that he had become a 5-star royal ancient god, everything was different. Wang Lin took a step, ripples appeared under his feet, and he disappeared. Spatial bending. An early-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator's eyes opened wide. Shock and aghast filled his eyes and his scalp went numb. He was about to lose his wits, and he retreated without hesitation. He actually knows spatial bending. No matter how many people my Slaughter Realm has, it will be extremely difficult to hurt him. Wang Lin's figure disappeared. When reappeared, he was behind an illusory yin cultivator. After he appeared, it looked like his fist slightly punched forward and landed on the cultivator's back. That person didn't even have the qualifications to dodge or detect this punch. He trembled and popping sounds echoed from his body. A powerful force rushed into his body, causing his bones to shatter inch by inch. Then his body exploded with a bang. After grabbing this person's origin soul, Wang Lin's figure disappeared. A mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator's eyes were red and he shouted, "Form a formation." However, just as he shouted, his expression changed. He suddenly turned, opened his mouth, and spat out a ray of red light. There was a long sword inside the red light, and it released a whistle when it shot forward. There were thousands of soul fragments coming from the sword. The mournful cries of the souls made the flying sword reach a peak. "This sword is very good." A cold voice came from all directions. Wang Lin stepped out from the void before the mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator. His hand reached out and instantly grew into the arm of an ancient god. He grabbed the flying sword and pulled it back. The mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator let out a muffled groan and his face became pale. This flying sword was his life treasure, and now that Wang Lin had cut off his connection to it, he was seriously injured. However, he felt a sense of panic that overrode all of this. To be able to so easily take my life treasure. This person. What exactly is his cultivation level? This mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator was famous even in the Slaughter Realm. His prestige was even higher than that of Killer Yu Fei. However, at this moment, he was truly terrified, especially when he remembered how Yu Fei had escaped back to the Slaughter Realm but was still killed by a giant hand that came through the vortex. Recalling this made his scalp go numb. Without hesitation, he quickly retreated and slapped his bag of holding. A large amount of jades flew out and he shouted, "Explode!" These jades all exploded, forming a powerful impact. All of this happened in a flash. After taking the flying sword, Wang Lin charged out without hesitation. The explosion of all those jades had no effect on him. The mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator was completely shocked when Wang Lin approached him. Wang Lin's 2 fingers formed a sword and he pressed it down between the mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator's eyebrows. With a bang, this famous mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator's body collapsed. His origin soul was forced out by Wang Lin, and before he could escape, he was caught by Wang Lin. At this instant, Wang Lin finally felt his own change. It wasn't that a mid-stage Nirvana Scryer cultivator was too weak, it was just that he had grown strong enough to stand among the powerful. As for Qing Shui, as he laughed, he charged toward the tower at the center of the slaughter realm. As he closed in, the black-robed old man sitting inside the tower suddenly opened his eyes and revealed a gloomy expression. As the vice-realm master of the slaughter realm, he couldn't help but tremble. Without hesitation, his body divided into 2 identical black-robed old men. One of them waved his right hand and a crack appeared in the void. There were countless small vortexes that emitted hissing sounds around the edge of this crack. After ripping open the crack, one of them stepped into it. The other let out a cold snort as he turned into a gust of black wind and charged out of the tower. The black wind flew out extremely fast, and the black-robed old man appeared before Qing Shui with a gloomy expression. He shouted, "Sir, you are pushing us too far." There was a flash of coldness in Qing Shui's eyes. His right hand formed a seal, and without hesitation, he waved his hand. 8 black dragons suddenly appeared and charged at the old man. At the same time, Qing Shui's body flickered and arrived next to the tower. His hands formed a seal as he pushed them out and calmly said, "Heaven and Earth Ice Seal." In an instant, Qing Shui's celestial origin activated and a powerful chill spread out from his body. Countless drops of rain appeared and immediately turned into ice crystals. Popping sounds echoed as all the ice crystals collapsed and a ray of blue light shot out. This blue light swept through the slaughter realm. It was as if the world had changed colors and the entire slaughter realm turned blue. It was as if all the passages connecting to the slaughter realm had been sealed. Qing Shui walked out from the blue light, and with a point of his right hand, the tower collapsed into dust. Inside it was a crack, and inside the crack was a black-robed old man. Half of this old man's body had entered the void, but at this moment, he was struggling against a large amount of blue light. However, no matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't leave through the crack. Qing Shui closed in and his right hand reached out. He immediately pulled the old man out from the crack. Just as Qing Shui pulled the old man out, there was a flash of coldness in his eyes. He immediately jumped up and pulled the old man to block his back. Just at this instant, 2 rays of purple light flew out from underground. One of them shot directly toward Wang Lin, the other pierced through the old man. The old man's eyes opened wide and his body and origin soul were destroyed by the purple light that was meant for Qing Shui. The purple light shined brightly and filled the world, completely suppressing the blue light sealing the realm. Killing intent flashed across Qing Shui's eyes and red light appeared on his red index finger. His G realm had recovered a bit, and it collided with the purple light. A heaven-shaking explosion echoed and the purple light was forced to retreat. It then turned into a person. It was a middle-aged man with purple hair, and eyes were filled with killing intent. This old man is the Slaughter Realm's Realm Master Ling Yanzi. G Realm. So my wife's belonging is in your hands. Qing Shui was forced back several steps as he stared at the purple-haired man. His eyes were filled with monstrous killing intent. Qing Shui is a former celestial lord of the Thunder Celestial Realm. Rumor has it that after his resurrection, his cultivation hasn't recovered. Although he is still very strong, I have a pseudo-nirvana void treasure. Even though it is broken, it is enough for me to battle him. Killing Qing Shui will be a great accomplishment. The purple-haired man let out a cold snort and created a large amount of purple mist. As he charged forward, 6 clones appeared and also charged at Qing Shui. The Slaughter Realm had a pseudo-nirvana void treasure. Even though it was seriously damaged, it was still quite strong. It was given by the Grand Elder of the Alliance to the first Realm Master of the Slaughter Realm to use as a realm protection treasure. As the purple mist spread out, Qing Shui charged into the mist filled with killing intent. Thunderous rumbles came from within the purple mist as Qing Shui began his battle with the purple-haired man. Both of them had the Ji realm, and a chilly aura shrouded the purple mist. As for Wang Lin, his expression was cold, and whenever he merged with the world, he would kill a person. At this moment, he had just stepped out from the void, but he raised his head and his pupils shrank. He saw a ray of purple light come from where Qing Shui was. This purple light far too fast, and what made Wang Lin's heart sink was that he felt a sliver of Ji realm in there. Ji realm. Without hesitation, Wang Lin retreated when the purple light closed in. At the same time, his hand reached out and the ancient god stars between his eyebrows began to rotate. Soon, a ray of light gathered in Wang Lin's right hand. Royal clan weapon, god-slaying spear. The light condensed very fast and the spear appeared in the blink of an eye. It wasn't 1,000 feet long this time, just the size of an ordinary spear. Wang Lin grabbed it and mercilessly threw it. It collided with the purple light in an instant. There was a loud explosion that echoed across the world and an indescribable shockwave spread like crazy. Some of the cultivators weren't able to dodge fast enough, so their bodies immediately collapsed, causing their deaths. The god-slaying spear wasn't damaged at all. It had only dimmed a little, and it returned to Wang Lin's hand. The weapon of the royal ancient gods can resist this level of Ji realm. Wang Lin's eyes shined as the spear in his hand slowly disappeared. Unfortunately, with my current cultivation, I can only create an illusion. The real god-slaying spear is with Tuo Sen. As Wang Lin retreated, he disappeared in a flash. When he reappeared, he was behind a Slaughter Realm cultivator, and his finger reached out. There were less than 100 Slaughter Realm cultivators remaining. None of the remaining people had weak cultivation. They grouped up and all made hand seals. They all chanted together and then the entire Slaughter Realm trembled. Of the large sword buildings, 11 of them immediately collapsed. 11 rays of light flew out and fused into the void as they chanted. A moment later, Wang Lin's figure appeared from the void with 11 rays of light pursuing him. They were too fast for him, so they closed in on Wang Lin in an instant. There was a silver sword inside each of the 11 rays of light, and they were filled with monstrous killing intent. Each of these 11 swords were crafted from heavenly metal by the First Realm Master. After being refined in the Slaughter Realm for countless years, they had become peerless slaughter weapons. The 11 flying swords chasing after Wang Lin let out mournful cries of souls of people killed by the Slaughter Realm. These souls circled the rays of light and pursued Wang Lin like crazy to devour him. It was as if they wanted to pull him in. Good swords. There was a flash of coldness in Wang Lin's eyes. These 11 swords were indeed excellent, especially when you consider they were all forged around the same time period and all experienced the same amount of refining. Each had begun to show signs of forming their own treasure spirit. If you were to collect them all and condense them, the result would be several times stronger than the 4 swords Ling Qianhu made. If I can take the 99 flying swords, even if my cultivation isn't a match for Ling Qianhu's, I should still be able to resist due to the power of this treasure. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he licked his lips. This Slaughter Realm indeed does have a lot of treasures. Hundreds of thoughts flashed through Wang Lin's mind. Qing Shui didn't actually need his help, he had asked him to come to give him a chance to obtain a fortune robbing the Slaughter Realm. Qing Shui did this to repay Wang Lin for what he did in the void. Just at this moment, 3 people flew out from the 100 or so cultivators nearby. Among the 3 people, 2 of them were at the mid-stage of Nirvana Scryer. The third person was an old man with very high cultivation level, late-stage Nirvana Scryer. This old man didn't step forward when Wang Lin and Qing Shui appeared. Instead, he was cautiously hiding and had only revealed himself now. The moment they appeared, the old man slapped his bag of holding and 4 white jade gourds flew out. These 4 gourds were crystal clear and smooth. The moment they appeared, the old man pointed forward. The 4 gourds suddenly began to rotate before the old man and faced off against Wang Lin. I request the treasured celestial god to kill this person. The moment the old man spoke, the 4 gourds trembled and milky white mist came out of them. The mist formed the shadow of 4 beautiful women, and they fluttered toward Wang Lin. The other 2 cultivators beside the old man used their own spells and treasures. One of them hit their own forehead and a black core flew out from between their eyebrows. The core rotated and gave off an eerie aura as the cultivator shouted, "Water of 10,000 lords." The core flickered and immediately turned into black water and expanded. In an instant, it covered half the area in a raging sea that swept toward Wang Lin. The final cultivator emitted large amounts of blood light and his skin was covered in bloodlines. His appearance was extremely ferocious. His hands formed a seal, then he pointed forward and shouted, "Bloody celestial net." This caused popping sounds to echo inside his body, and those bloodlines actually flew out from his body. This large blood net flew toward Wang Lin. The 3 of them had used their most powerful spells and treasures. They launched a crazy offense, taking advantage of the moment when Wang Lin was attacked by the 11 swords. The 3 of them weren't the only ones attacking. The remaining almost 100 cultivators all activated their origin energy and launched their attacks at Wang Lin. Wang Lin's eyes lit up and he revealed a sneer before spitting out an object. This was the 18 Hell Celestial Sealing Stamp. The moment the stamp appeared, roars came out from within like a storm. Wang Lin pointed with his right hand. This point was like an unsealing spell that unlocked the 18 layers of hell and allowed the resentful souls to come out. Wang Lin shouted, "Magic Arsenal." In an instant, countless soul fragments filled the world and charged at the surroundings. Most noticeable was the Blood Ancestor's soul that let out a roar at the world. Since Wang Lin had casted Magic Arsenal, he no longer paid attention to them. What he focused on were the 11 crystal lights chasing him. His body flickered. Instead charging forward, he retreated. As he did so, he reached out with his ancient god hand and grabbed a ray of light. The moment he grabbed it, he felt a sting of pain from his hand. A flash of coldness appeared in his eyes and his origin energy and ancient god power surged. He mercilessly squeezed, but was surprised to find that he couldn't shatter the crystal light. Instead, this caused a sharp rebound from the crystal light. Tens of thousands of souls flew out with twisted expressions and tried to devour Wang Lin. "I have many spells related to souls. A mere tens of thousands of souls dare to be insolent before me." The coldness in Wang Lin's eyes disappeared and was replaced with thunder. His origin soul was the ancient thunder dragon that controlled the thunder of the heavens. A vortex appeared between Wang Lin's eyebrows and his origin soul flew out, revealing his ancient thunder dragon soul. It let out a thunderous roar. Roar? The world shook from this roar, and large amounts of thunder gathered from all directions. In an instant, the slaughter realm turned into a thunder hell. The deafening rumbles of thunder echoed across the world. The rumbles entered the ears of the cultivators and even caught the attention of the 2 people fighting in the purple mist. Qing Shui's gaze was filled with admiration, while the purple-haired man's gaze was gloomy. Endless thunder filled the area. The thunderous roar made it seem like all the thunder in the world had gathered and had to submit to Wang Lin. A bolt of thunder flashed down toward the crystal light in his hand. It was like Wang Lin held the thunder of the world that attracted all thunder. "You, yield for me." Wang Lin let out a roar. The tens of thousands of souls from the crystal light no longer revealed ferocious expressions now and instead were filled with panic. As the endless thunder gathered, they all revealed expressions of surrender. The crystal light collapsed and then a silver 7-foot sword appeared in his hand. The surrounding tens of thousands of souls all entered the sword. There was a 9 carved on the body of the sword. It let out a hum as it yielded to Wang Lin. This video will end here.